bringing to the stage, we have for you Johnny Copeland, rising senior at Baruch College, personal banker at Wells Fargo. Today he'll be bringing you some financial gems. Let's give him a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, my name is Johnny Copeland, and today I'll be talking about financial stability, in particular, more so about the financial crisis of '07. I'd like to talk about a podcast that I listen to. It's called The Giant Pool of Money. Before I start off this whole spiel about the financial crisis, I'd like to dive into a realm, more so a book that I like to refer to. It's actually called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And one of the main focuses of this book is all about financial literacy. And more in depth about that concept, he's talking about how people in our society, we don't know how to differentiate what an asset is from a liability. Now, what is an asset? An asset is anything that generates income, puts money in our pockets in simple terms. What's a liability? Anything that takes money out of our pockets. Now, there was actually a misconception on your primary residence being an asset. It's actually a liability. Point being is, it doesn't generate income. It actually takes money out of your pocket. Now, what were people doing? They were abusing the system. They were taking out HELOCs. That's a home equity line of credit. Now, what that is, it's like a revolving line of credit that gives you access to the equity in your home. And people were running it up, paying for school, buying new cars with it, just running it up, doing irresponsible things with it. And that's where the risk came into play. And the financial institutions in America, they did no better with it. Now, there was a big misconception on your primary residence being an asset. It's actually a liability. Reason why is it doesn't generate income. It actually takes money out of your pocket. And what people were doing, they were abusing the system. They were taking out HELOCs. What is a HELOC? That's a home equity line of credit. Now, when you take out a standard mortgage, it gives you a fixed amount. And that's what you use to pay for your home. Now, when you take out a HELOC, it's actually like a revolving line of credit, sort of like a credit card. And people were running it up, abusing it, paying for student loans, auto loans, just putting everything on the home equity line of credit. And that's when things got bad. And the bad thing about the financial institutions in America, they weren't even doing any income verifications. So if you go to say if you go to Chase Bank and you tell them, all right, I want to take out a $100,000 home equity line of credit, they'd ask you a simple question. How much do you make? I make $150,000 a year. All right, you're approved. And that's how the system was going for. Now, this dives back into the main point that Kiyosaki was trying to get at. Your primary residence is not an asset. Point being, after the financial crisis, if you had a home that was worth $500,000 and you owed $400,000 on it, and the price dropped, and now that $500,000 house is worth $300,000, now you owe more than it's worth. So that's what was happening to a lot of people during this time.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there was a multitude of factors that went into the whole financial crisis of 2007. Some bigger than others. Me personally, I felt like this was a major key point in the whole crisis. So that's why I decided to touch on it. And me being a financial advisor for Wells Fargo, I thought it all made sense. But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed recording it. I hope I get all 6 extra credit points. I hope you enjoy your summer. I hope you live lavishly. Mind elevation, peace and unity. Yours truly, Johnny Copeland.